chain without the slip knots, which technically defeats the purpose of this video, but let's learn that first. So guys, in today's tutorial I'm going to be using Ganga's Acrowool's Rangoli Ate yarn. The recommended hook size is 5.5 mm or 5 mm, and I do have my 5 mm hook, but I found that 4.5 works more better with this, so that's what I'm going to be using today. Hi guys, let's learn how to make slip knots. So the first thing we're going to learn is how to start a chain without the slip knots, which technically defeats the purpose of this video, but let's learn that first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our crochet hook and then hang our yarn like so, with the end of the yarn front of us and the working yarn behind us. The working yarn is the yarn which is attached to your yarn cake. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this end and bring it behind, and then we're just going to twist it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring it behind and hold it like this. And now we're just going to hold our working yarn over our hands like this and just make our first chain. To make our first chain, we're just going to grab our yarn like this and pull it through this loop. So this is the first chain that we're making. Second, third. So we're just going to continue it. I usually don't like to start my work without the slip knot because I have a feeling that my work is going to unravel from this end, but you can try this method because it is very simple and you don't have that added bulk of the slip knot at the beginning. Now let's see our second method of, basically our first method of making slip knots. For this, we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to hang our yarn like this, and then we're going to take the end of the yarn and take it behind. So basically what we did first, and we're just going to hold the working yarn over our hands like this. In this step, what we're going to do is, the slight difference is that we're going to make a chain, and the last step we just continue to make the chain, but here we're just going to hold it tight. So this is our slip knot, where when you pull one end it becomes tight, and when you pull the loop it becomes loose. So this creates kind of a tight slip knot, and you can just continue making chains here. Let's see our next way of slip knots, and this is my very favorite one because it's so simple. Okay, we're going to hold the end of the yarn in our left hand, the working yarn in our right hand, and then simply make a loop by bringing the right hand yarn over the left hand one. So we got a simple loop. The end of the yarn is behind, the working yarn is front, and once we hold this loop here, we're just going to take the right hand yarn, that is the working yarn, behind it and then hang it like this. We're going to take our crochet hook, insert it, and then bring it up and then just pull it. Then you can just tighten the yarn. Let's see the next type of slip knot. It is just jumping frogs type slip knot. For this, we're going to loosely wrap the yarn around our fingers twice, and then we're going to hold our first yarn and bring it over the second yarn. Then we're going to take the second yarn and bring it over our finger, and there you go. There we have our slip knot, where when you pull one end it becomes tighter. I recommend you to learn this one perfectly too, because it's kind of easy when you start learning magic rings. Okay, let's move on to the next type of slip knot. For this, we're going to wrap our yarn around our fingers twice. So we're going to wrap it around two fingers once, and then across like this so that we make an X. Now we're going to take our crochet hook and we're going to put it under our first yarn. So don't try to put your yarn over the fingers because it's not going to go in. So put your hook under in the between of your two fingers so it's you have space. Now we're going to insert it under. We're going to grab on to the second yarn and then just pull it through. Push it off your fingers and then tighten it, and that's all. Let's see another method for this. We're just going to wrap our working yarn around two fingers like this, and then we're just going to gently slip it off. Now we're going to take our working yarn behind the work and insert our hook, pull it off. There you go.